Hi guys, thank you very much for clicking on this video. I do appreciate it. I was hoping not to have to make this video because, well, yeah, let's just get into it. Today the Band on the Run Half Speed Master was released along with the Underdubbed mixes. If you collect these Half Speed Masters, you'll be fully aware of this little strip that they have on all of them. If you buy the set, it doesn't have that on there, so it's just something to keep in mind. If you want to buy the vinyl, don't buy the vinyl. If you're like me, you love Paul McCartney. I do. I know it sounds like I don't sometimes, but I do. And you probably want the underdubbed mixes. There's two ways I would go about it if I was you. I'd get it through your Spotify or iTunes subscriptions. Just go and listen to them there first before buying, if I'm honest. But if you want a keepsake, then I would strongly suggest you buy the CD. Here in the UK, it's only £15, which is a great price for a double CD. The single version is £30, which is expensive, but that seems to be what it all is these days, isn't it? It's annoying. The double set, which comes in a slipcase, is £53. Now, this is where I start to get annoyed at Paul McCartney and his greed. If you put aside the cost of the slipcase that it comes in, let's just say that's £30, right? So that would mean you're spending £23 on another vinyl, which the tracks on the Underdubbed, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. I'll get into that more in a moment, but you could argue that the set is £53, so that would actually be £26.50 each. If that's the case, then make this £26.50. Yeah? Stop being so bloody greedy. Helen Wheels is on the Half Speed Master. It's not in the Underdubbed mixes, and again, this is another little bone of contention that I have. I know why it's not on there. It's because the source material for it comes from some, well, underdubbed mixes before he then got somebody else to overdub them and mix it properly. And Helen Wheels was never going to be on the album. But here's the thing. Just find an underdubbed version of Helen Wheels and stick it on there. I don't understand why you didn't do that. Just do that. I mean, if you can put Now and Then on the bloody Blue album, you can stick Helen Wheels on there. No one's going to mind that it wasn't part of the original, underdubbed mixes. Just do it. Just do it. So I've been driving around today. I drive for a living, and I've had the underdubbed mixes on a loop, just listening to them over and over again. And my worst fears were kind of realised. It's like it's almost pointless. If you spend the whole time listening to something thinking something is missing, that's not a good listening experience. So I just spent the whole time going, oh, that's not in there. Oh, yeah, that's not in it. So there's no orchestration on it. I knew that going in, so I wasn't too worried about that. But some of these tracks, they almost sound the same. I thought Mamounia sounded pretty the same, and Bluebird almost was the same. Again, just little bits missing, but you might as well just listen to that and it won't be... I don't know if you guys can understand where I'm coming from. It just seemed like let's put it this way. I would have loved to have heard all these tracks, but like in a demo form. Not nearly completed. There were a couple of tracks I actually did like. If you saw my review of the Band on the Run album, I actually, unlike Paul McCartney, I actually released that on the 50th anniversary of Band on the Run. But then I didn't have, McCartney 3 to release again 3 years after its release. We've all got our different priorities. So if you saw that review, you may remember I said that I didn't like No Words. I found it quite boring. But listening to it on the Underdubbed mixes, not so much how it was presented. You know, there was bits missing, like I've said, but its placement. It came after Mamunia, and it was perfect. It was just lovely. So Mamunia was like, you know, kind of all soft and sweet, and then you had No Words, which just up the ante a little bit. It's not so soft and sweet. It's got a bit of guitar in it. So I think I'm coming round to liking No Words. And the other track I really liked was 1985. This version has no lead vocal, so it's basically an instrumental apart from a couple of bits. And I've got a mate. I used to work with him, and I used to listen to instrumental Muse tracks, I seem to remember, and he loved it. He loved it when I did that. He loved it. He didn't. But my point being, I do love an instrumental. I do like to sing along to an instrumental track, and so that's why 1985 is probably my favourite track on the Underdubbed album. So in conclusion, I regretfully say steer clear of it. Buy the CD if you've absolutely got to have the Underdubbed mixes, but vinyl, it's not worth the money. £23 extra for something you won't listen to. I mean, saying that, the Band on the Run, I've got it over there, the Band on the Run archive. 1 second, I get it. The archive collection is absolutely worth your money. And the reason I say that is because it's got the one-hand clapping. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's a thing. The one-hand clapping versions of Bluebird, Jet, Let Me Roll It, Band on the Run, and 1985. 1985 from the one-hand clapping is my go-to version of that because it's the best version of that. So, in conclusion, don't get conned. I feel like this is a bit of a con job. There's one YouTuber out there, I won't name him, not because I don't like him, I think he's brilliant, but he's got the double set and he's also bought the single. So basically what he's done there is pay near 30 quid just for a strip. This is how McCartney gets you. Now, I say all that, and I've just realised about 2 minutes ago, I've got 4 copies of this album. I'm a mug just as much as everybody else, but I'm trying to fight back. I won't be taken advantage of anymore until the next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of doing. Will you buy this on vinyl regardless of my scathing review? Please do like, subscribe and share this video if you think there's anybody out there that can benefit from my words of wisdom. Are they wise though? Who knows? Anyway, goodbye. Thanks for watching.